How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. You just mentioned that you're in Dubai. Are you in
No, I'm
Dubai?
not in Dubai. I'm not in Dubai. I'm in
Oh,
I'm in California. So this is it's dark here because it's just bright and early for me.
okay. Brighton early. What time is it there?
It's just about 7 a.m.
Okay, cool. So you're pretty much 12 hours
Yeah, 12 hours
because it's
behind.
7 p.m. here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's pretty much 12 hours. It's pretty much 12 hours. So sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Zach.
Zach, how you doing,
And
Zach?
it's
Nigel.
Nigel, correct?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, Zach, tell me a little bit about yourself. How old you are when you joined the real world? What was you doing prior to joining the real world?
Sure. So I'm 26 years old. I've
Hmm.
done a variety of different things. I went to university. Right out of university, I worked for a small boutique marketing firm for about 2.5 years.
Hmm.
And then I live in the Bay Area, which is a huge tech hub. So I went into tech sales. I was in tech sales for a little over a year, and I had those experiences behind me, but something just didn't feel quite right. I looked at my superiors and the life that they lived, and that's not who I wanted to be. So about a year ago, I joined the real world and everything kind of changed for me. Maybe I wasn't making as much money. I was making a decent amount of money when I was doing tech sales, but I had the autonomy and I had the freedom, and that's what mattered most to me.
Okay.
So
Cool.
go ahead, go ahead.
No. Go on. Say it. Go on. Yeah, you carry on first.
Sorry, I sometimes give some long-winded answers,
No. That's fine.
and and yeah. So I joined the real world. I specifically chose copywriting because that aligned with my previous experiences.
Hmm.
And over the past year, I've made at least 45 grand just from copywriting alone. I
Nice.
have my own portfolio of clients, which is great. And to be honest, I had to bite the bullet. I decided to go all in on copywriting about 6 months ago. And then I walked away from tech sales. And fortunately for me, I have a good relationship with my folks. So I've been here for the past 6 months. And that's where I'm currently at.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Did you leave tech sales immediately to join to go into copywriting? But you actually said that you went all in 6 months after you joined the real world.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Okay, cool. So you went immediately. Did you look around the real world festival to look at different campuses, or did you just go straight into copywriting?
Yeah, I browsed some different campuses, but after talking to some of the fellas in the chats, it seemed like a common mistake that a lot of folks would do is they would dip their toes in too many things at one time.
Mm,
So I did browse around just to see what else was going on. I went into the business mastery campus because I thought that could just be a good thing to wrap my head around. I
mhm,
did go into the e-commerce campus a little bit just to see what that was like, but I didn't dive too deep into that. However, I have used some of the teachings from the e-commerce campus and some of the work streams that I've been doing for copywriting because copywriting isn't just copywriting. I'm just a problem solver, and there's some things I don't know how to do. So I found some of those lessons to be helpful as well.
yeah, I mean, anything's really good in the real world. I mean, even if you do go through the different campuses and you go through the campuses and you learn different aspects, different things that can help you to move towards what your ultimate goal is, at least you've got that kind of background. You've actually got that information stored in your head, and that's information that can be useful further down the line, as you say. So, when you first went into the copywriting campus, tell me about that journey and when you started actually making your first, let's say, your first dollar.
Yeah. So I was in the copywriting campus. So I probably didn't do it the conventional way. I went in and I just consumed as much as I possibly could in terms of the lessons and the fundamentals. And then after that, I really just followed Professor Andrew's teachings about warm outreach, utilizing my network, having no kind of shame, and doing something for low cost. My first client, I worked with her. I actually worked on the wrong thing, but I just did social media for her, and it was for almost no money. It was for only $200.
Mm-hmm.
but I had full control and I was able to learn a lot. And then eventually I turned that $200 into a $1,200 retainer just from doing a really good job in that first month. However, I realized that with social media, that's not where I'm going to escape and that's not going to be my path. The reason why I say that is because I'm all about systems versus time for money. If I can make a system and a scalable system, since I am a company of just one person, that's
Mm-hmm.
how I'm going to have the leverage to be able to take on more clients
Mm-hmm.
without consuming all my time.
Yeah.
So I transitioned into advertising after that, and that's kind of what I focused on since.
Okay, cool. So what do you do in advertising? What's the main kind of fundamentals you do in advertising? What's the main kind of thing you do in advertising?
Sure. So what I do is I work with salons specifically. That's just where I have the most amount of credibility. And I call it my booked out stylist system to just give it like a cute name for the niche. And what
Yeah.
I essentially do is I run Google ads for these different salons. But not only do I run Google ads, I build a landing page as well and
Mm-hmm.
just an entire sales funnel. And then on top of that, I have a lot of little bonus items that I offer my clients just to make it a
Yeah.
no-brainer. Yes, we're definitely going to work with you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's right out of just some other entrepreneurs I follow as well. And yeah, it's like a Google Ads system and then I also add some email marketing on top of that and what really sets me apart is I am really anal about the tracking. So I
Well,
make sure I track all my numbers for my clients
good.
and that's been really helpful.
Did you learn how to do that from your first client? Because I always say, okay, you might not have done, you might not have charged her a big amount of money, but you gained a
Mhm.
lot of experience. Also, with gaining a lot of experience, if you've helped her to achieve what she wanted to achieve, then you can get good testimonials back from her, which would help you then again in the future. So, did that help you along the way? Did gaining the experience with her help you more in the future as you're doing what you're doing now with what you're doing now?
Definitely. I think to be honest, I think what's helped me the most too is trying to overcome confirmation bias and playing devil's advocate as much as I possibly can. And
Mm,
dive into that a little bit deeper is yes, I've always been tracking, but I wasn't tracking the right way, or I missed tracking this specific thing because I didn't even know I should be tracking that specific thing.
mm, mm,
And it was kind of this iterative process along the way. And to some of the guys maybe listening, you're not going to know, man. And you're going to make mistakes and you're not going to do it perfect the first time. And that's okay.
mm. Well,
Because I know I've made tons of mistakes. I
mm,
wasn't tracking all the metrics in Google Ads correctly for my first 2 months, but it didn't matter because the campaign at least was somewhat profitable, anyways.
mm.
Um, but my client doesn't know that, and that's okay.
Until
uh,
now, until now, she definitely knows that now.
yeah. She and that's also the thing too. Like when I've made mistakes and they've been 100% on me is I've owned the mistakes that I've made.
Mm,
Maybe there was one campaign I did 2 months ago for one of my newer clients, and I just wanted to knock it out of the park so much that I ended up changing way too many things at one time, and I didn't know what happened, but the whole campaign kind of just tanked.
mm.
However, I was able to figure it out and aikido something to where at least we were somewhat at least we were at least we were somewhat profitable, but not nearly to the number that I hadn't necessarily envisioned.
Yeah.
But me owning that and me being very transparent with the client, and in my offer I always have some sort of guarantee to where if some of this stuff happens, X
Mhm.
happens. So, I mean, it was fine, and now she and we were able to have a great last month, and trust couldn't be higher, so
There you go. So I always say this, and I say this to every single person that comes in there. Everything's a learning curve. Okay, so there's not really any mistakes. And I always use the fight analogy. Do you actually lose or do you actually learn? No, you actually learn. And I use this in fighting terms. Okay, you might have lost the fight. Okay, cool. But it's what you've learned not to do in a fight, whether it be leading up to it, whether it be the fitness journey, whether it be whatever. You don't actually lose, you actually learn. So
Mhm.
that goes in business as well. You don't actually kind of fail in that area. You kind of actually learn what not to do in the next with the next client, should I say. So would you say that that was kind of like the whole tracking system, learning that whole tracking system, understanding that you needed to do? Would you say that was the hardest part about the whole journey that you was on?
Yep. And the reason why I say that is because that's not taught in the copywriting campus at all.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I don't really expect Professor Andrew to really teach us any of that stuff. He teaches us digital strategy and copywriting principles and how to put it all together and present it to clients. But a lot of the technical side of things, you're just going to have to learn on your own.
Mm.
And for me, something would go wrong or I was trying to set up tracking in my system and it wouldn't work. So then I was sitting there for 4 hours just trying to fix something that really should have only taken me 20, 30 minutes,
30 minutes.
and that is really, really frustrating. But, with enough determination, you're going to be able to figure it out. And the reason why it's so important is you have to be able to prove some sort of ROI to your client.
Mm.
Um, Especially for somebody like me who's trying to go for retainer deals and eventually revenue share deals, although with my niche it's a little more complicated. But yeah, like if I don't have that tracking set up, then it's very questionable in what I can do, and I don't really get set apart from working with a large agency that can kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
What would you say was your biggest turning point then?
my
With
my
everything you said, yeah, your biggest turning point on that.
my biggest turning point was sitting there realizing that social media not necessarily was a waste of time, but with my clients' low audience, I wasn't really making an impact, and I was trading so much time for money. I was doing the editing, I was doing the filming, I was doing the posting, I was doing the copyright. It just was not sustainable at all.
Mm.
And once I switched to advertising, well, I was like, wait a second. I can set all of this stuff up in the beginning and just make sure it doesn't break. And
Mm.
then I can take on more business and just do the same thing to
Mm.
where I'm not necessarily working 24/7 on this one client. I just put all my work in the front end.
Mhm.
That was the big turning point for me. And then also being able to overcome my confirmation bias, Nigel. And that took some time, and it's kind of as one of my favorite entrepreneurs, Alex Hormozy, says, you do so much volume that it's impossible for you to kind of doubt yourself.
Mm.
And that's how it was for me. And unfortunately for me, I don't have all of the numbers, so I have to give my clients super, super conservative estimates based on what I
Mhm.
can track. But once I was able to piece together that system and fully be like, yeah, this is real, I can look at the amount of money that my client made last year over the past 4 months versus this year over the past 4 months and see the tangible difference. That
Mhm.
right there, I think, is worth it all because if you have that kind of internal confidence and the competence to back it up, then you can go off and you can do whatever you want.
100%. So how do you manage your time during the day? So is it a thing where you spend 3 4 hours on it, you spend 6 hours on it, you spend 8 hours on it? Do you do anything else to kind of like give yourself a little break? Like a say, I always give myself a break. Whatever I'm doing, I always give myself a break, and I always go to training. If I'm
Hmm.
stuck, if I'm stuck on anything, I'll go to the gym. I'll go upstairs in the gym, and I'll be training, and then all of a sudden I'll get a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Light bulb moment will help me to come back downstairs full of energy and just attack it. So, how do you kind of manage your day throughout the day with regards to your work?
Yeah. So I am a very structured person. So I start off my day every single day. I go train. I think that clears your mind, as you were saying, and I think it's just the best way for me to start off the day. A lot of guys like to do it later in the day or whatever, but for
Mm.
me, first thing in the morning, that's what I like to do. I've been training regularly for about 6 to 7 years, um, and I think it's absolutely critical. So that's how I start off all my days, and then I've noticed that I get tired if I eat a lot. So I only eat maybe twice a day, and I eat two larger meals because I don't want to get fatigued in any way. If I have like a super, super big lunch, then I'm going to crash, especially since I'm up pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what I'm working on, I mean, I have Professor Andrew teaches this as well, as I always structure my days before I go to sleep. So I know exactly what I'm doing
What you're gonna do to attack the
afterward.
next day? Yeah,
Does the
100%.
day go that
Yeah,
way a lot of the
yeah.
time? No,
Man,
but
but at least you
but
got some form of structure in there.
but yeah, at least I have some sort of framework. Like I'll block off 2 hours to do something. Maybe it takes me 3 hours. Maybe it takes me an hour, but it doesn't matter because at least I have that allotted piece of time to
Yeah,
work on.
structure. Yeah, yeah,
And you are going to get stuck. And I like you, I do think it's helpful to step outside of wherever your work environment and
yeah.
to go do something. Maybe it's, walking your dog or walking outside. I've also had large epiphany moments where when I've just been on walks just trying to think things through. And it doesn't even have to be that long. It could be
No,
10
it
minutes
doesn't.
to 15
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah. That's it. That's it. And then you come back and you get it done. So what
Mhm.
training do you do? What kind of training do you do? Do you do any fight training, or is it just normal gym work or running, or what do you?
Yeah, so I'm not a big cardio guy because I am just naturally very very skinny. So I put on a decent amount of size. I'm kind of like an amateur bodybuilder, I would say at this point.
Mhm.
I just really do weight training. I'm on a 5 day a week program. I have my own program. I've been logging on my workouts for over 5 years.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, yeah. So I do my own workouts. And yeah, that's kind of how I've been doing. I actually, a little bit of a tangent. I actually was like, I have a good enough physique to where I could do fitness and do that on Instagram also. So I tried to do the fitness Instagram, and I totally could do it. The problem is that like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do starting my digital marketing agency and do my fitness thing at the same time and give both of those all my time and energy. Like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I put I put that on pause until early 2026 once I'm a little bit more figured out. But I've made some good progress after deciding to
Good
take a
stuff.
break from that.
Good stuff. You
Yeah.
know it's kind of scientifically proven that if you eat too much throughout the day, because your body is digesting, when your body digest system is working, it kind of shuts you down a little bit. So it's actually
Mm.
proven that like eating too many times a day is not actually good. We only eat pretty much once. Have I eaten anything today? No, I don't think I have. It's 7 o'clock here, and I don't think I've eaten
Yeah.
a meal today. And I'm still as fresh as a daisy. And I'm still like I've trained. I trained this morning because I had a client this morning, and I came back, and then I trained upstairs with the boys, and then I come back down and I've done work. So I haven't eaten anything. Sometimes I
Yep.
think, have I eaten? No, no, I haven't eaten. But I used to eat 3, 4 times a day, and I used to have that shut down. Well,
Mhm.
I don't feel that energy. I don't feel that energy. But then once I've structured it to eating once, sometimes twice a day, I still find Andrew says it the best. Like he works hungry
Mhm.
because his mind's always kind of sharp, and the whole fasting system is actually good for your body. I mean, you don't really want to lose weight; you actually want to put on weight. But the whole fasting system is actually good for your body. So when you actually train, I mean, you train in the morning, but all of the food that you actually eat is going to go to the right muscles, going to go to the right energy sources. That's what's going to help you and fuel you throughout the day. So, how did you get your first client? That's what I wanted to ask before.
Yeah. So I did. It's actually a somebody that knew my mom. So I reached out to all my family members. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. I have a couple hours. I have a couple hours a week outside of work that I could work on this.
Hmm.
Do you know anybody that could be looking for any kind of marketing help? And then my mom knew the salon owner that she used to go to and reached out to her on my behalf and
Hmm.
was like, "Hey, my son is looking at starting his own marketing agency. Do you need is anything that you'd be interested in? Do you need any social media help or anything like that?" And that's exactly what she needed. She needed, well, she didn't actually need that, but yeah, that's what she thought that she needed. So I sat down with her and I had my first kind of discovery call with her, and that's kind of how it's gone from there. And then through her, she's referred me to three
Nice.
other people after working with her, and it's been great. And I had her from for a little bit, and then I had another warm outreach client as well. So I had those two, and then I also made the mistake, and I don't recommend people do this, and just work for free for somebody just because I needed experience. That
Mm,
ended up just and turning into something that's just way too much and just not worth my time. And like,
mm,
yes, maybe I learned a little bit, but I don't think the company went anywhere, and it was not smart.
mm. Well, we live and we learn, is what
Yeah,
I say. We always live and we learn. So, how many clients do you actually have now?
I have 5 clients right now.
5 clients like that. So, what's your projection, client wise, and money projection wise, for the
Yeah,
next
so this
and or January?
Yeah, so I'm averaging a little over 5 grand a month right now, which
Hmm.
is which is great. It's nowhere near where I would like to be, and
Hmm.
there's a couple of reasons why I'm not necessarily stuck there, but I've been there probably for like the past 3 months.
Hmm.
I am working with how many salons? I'm working with four, no, 3 salons, and then one dog groomer, and then one magazine company.
Hmm.
The magazine company is not nearly as scalable. I'm mostly just a freelancer for them. But the other four I can really scale and turn into something pretty big.
So, do you have a plan on how to scale them, and then obviously on top of that, how to scale yourself to get more clients?
Sure. So the reason I actually paused outreach for right now, the reason being is I'm taking on a lot of new things I'd never done before.
Hmm.
And on top of doing that and managing all of my different work streams, it's just been too much.
Hmm.
So I realized, okay, maybe I'm not making as much money as I could potentially make right now and take on a bunch of new business. However, it is important to learn some of these fundamental skills. For example, one of the aha moments I had was, okay, we're spending, let's say, $1,500 on Google Ads, right?
Hmm.
But if we send out email campaigns and make $2,000, $3,000, well, the ads are basically funding themselves, which is
Mm,
really cool. So she's not really paying for ads technically. So I was like,
mm,
oh, that's pretty interesting. And then I realized, okay, well, you're probably going to make faster money from doing the email marketing stuff versus just going after cold clients and doing ads. I mean, they're both really successful channels.
mhm,
So what I've been taking on more and more is I've been taking on a lot of the email side as well and being able to track that revenue. So
mm,
that's all relatively new for me.
mhm,
From one of my clients, we're doing a huge Black Friday email campaign and have some pretty ambitious goals.
mhm,
So I've been working on that, and then I've also just been doing some ad hoc things to their website and salon management software.
yeah,
So it's been some things here and there. However, I do have a pretty good deal with them right now,
mhm.
and this is an opportunity for me to learn and grow. So I have the ability to do that. And then, sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 no. Go on, you carry on
Okay,
because
yeah, yeah.
I
I
know it
just,
because I need
I
to.
just,
Yeah,
I
go
just have stuff going. And then, so for my other clients, I am trying to get them to spend more money on ads. I understand it's a scary thing, and they are very apprehensive people, which is
on.
totally fair.
Mm-hmm,
So I would like them to spend more money on ads. However, that's been a slow battle. But we have increased the budget from time to time, which is great.
mm-hmm,
But how I'm going to really expand them, in addition to just expanding their ad budget, is by doing things like the email marketing side of things. That's why I've been so hyper focused on doing this one deliverable for my one client, because the way that I see it is, well, when I knock that out of the park, then I can just implement a similar system with whatever client I have, to where I'll be having 2K retainers easily just by
yeah.
doing email marketing and doing the ads. Um, and then in addition to that, I would like to also implement some other systems. I would like to get especially for my newer stage client who's a dog groomer, I would like to be a little bit more involved in the day-to-day sales side of things. And what I mean by that is I would like to go in and talk to her staff and maybe talk to her as well about how she can upsell people about the retail
Yeah,
side of things and how that works. More so just as a strategic partner. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, that's my plan. With my 5 clients alone, I should be able to hit the 10K mark pretty soon without even taking on new business, just by
yeah.
expanding my work streams. But
I think
that's what I have envisioned for myself.
yeah, I think that would be good. But you talking to her and seeing her, because her staff should be upselling anyway. They should be thinking about upselling anyway, because that's part and
Yeah.
parcel of her business and how she can expand. Um, and then maybe you put in something in place, a strategy in place to for the upsell. I mean,
Yeah.
you could upsell from your email campaign. You could upsell from
Hmm.
other elements. If you have a strategy in place, like say for example, you already have a what's the word I'm looking for? You already have a blueprint. You already have like
Hmm.
a this is generic. I'm going to send this. I'm going to send this. Would you not think about offloading that to someone that can kind of manage that, and so you gives it frees up more time for yourself?
Yeah, I've been considering that, and I think I'm just about at that level, to be honest with you,
Mm,
to where I could be looking to hire somebody to help me with the some of the mundane and day-to-day tasks.
mm,
I am just a little bit hesitant to hire somebody just yet because I just keep telling myself that I don't have it figured out to the point where I could just train somebody and just to have them do some stuff autonomously without me looking over every single thing that they're doing.
yeah,
But yeah, so I think it's just that battle of when am I going to be ready, and do I have my stuff together enough to where I can hire somebody, because I my great one of my greatest fears is I'm going to hire someone and then I'm not ready to hire someone, and then I just put myself into a deeper hole.
yeah. Because I mean, you could, because this brings me on to obviously Real World 2.0 and the job board. And
Mhm.
if you need help within your business, or you need help within anything strategy wise, marketing wise, then you can hire someone within the Real World
Yeah.
2.0 that actually has that knowledge as well and can share your vision. So you can share your vision verbally, or even send him some stuff of what you've been doing already, and he can take that on board. And his mission will be to elevate you, because obviously that elevates himself as well. So
Right.
we all have one goal within the real world, and that is to elevate everybody that surrounds us, to bounce ideas off of each other, to yeah, basically to get everybody to their top level that they possibly can do. So it'd be in his interest to do very well, and it'd be obviously in your interest to hire someone that can do very well for you. So then that gives frees you up more time to do the things that you want to concentrate on, or things that you might want to go and explore. And
Yeah,
it gives
that's honestly,
knowing,
Nigel, that's a really good idea.
knowing that you have full confidence that that job there is going to be done, because
Yeah.
everybody in the real world is going to do the job. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
as long as you share the right vision with them as to what you expect from them, etc., 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 then that should be done. So that's in
Yeah.
the real world 2.0. So if you've looked in that, or if you've had a little glance in that, you should see that in there. So that's always available to you as well.
Yeah. That's definitely something that I'm going to start considering,
So, yeah,
especially as we head into 2026, because I'm only one guy, and I can only
yeah,
do so much.
very much
Um,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
So what is your plan for 2026, or what is your plan for the end of the year and to hit January running? Like, have you got something solid? I know I've asked this question kind of like in a roundabout
yep,
way, but what is your plan? End of the year, set, boom. I want to have this. I want to have this down, and then going into next year, this is my vision for the first 3 months, the first quarter, should I say, of the year.
yeah, yeah. That's a great question. So, what I would like to do is I would like to have 3-month retainers with all of my current clients going into 2026. So that way I just don't have to worry about it for the first 3 months. I just have to worry about
Mhm.
the execution side of things. So that would take care of that. And then in that first month of January, I would like to take on two more clients because
Mhm.
if I can take on two more clients, I will be 100% at capacity with seven clients.
Yeah.
Then I will be hitting 10K a month consistently. And after doing that, then I can start working on some of the items I haven't had time to do. And that also involves the job board as well.
Mm.
So that involves, figuring out where I'm going to live and what that really looks like because now I'm in a position to where I mean, I could work anywhere in the world, and I
Mm.
can still manage. I mean, that's the goal, right? Like I could work
Mm.
anywhere in the world and I could still manage all my work streams and I want I want to really do that. I want to see different things and I don't know really what that means for me and I have to sit down and really workshop that. But that's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
thing that I want to do. And I also have the goal of joining the war room before I turn 27, which is in March. And
Wow. Okay.
that's yeah, that's really the next level for me. I want to just be a fly on the wall with those guys because I really identify with those guys.
Yeah.
I feel very different from a lot of the people that I know, and I'm in this. To be honest with you, Nigel, I'm in this weird purgatory right now to where I'm too different from the people that I know and used to know, but
Mm.
I'm not at the level yet to be in the same room with the people that I'd like to be in. Um,
Well, we say that, but are we really? We are sponges, right? Right now, we are all sponges. I could have said the same thing when I first met the guys in the real world, but actually, if you talk to them, most of the guys in the real world, sorry, in the war room, um, are full of information. So, just like the real world, they're there to elevate you, they're there to help in any way, shape, or form that they possibly can do. So, for us to go in there and just get information, just get knowledge. Knowledge is power, knowledge is key. Even to sit down there and talk with some of them. Do you know what I mean? Okay, cool. Financially, you might not be there, but you're there kind of on
yeah.
that mental level. Do you know what I mean? You really want to absorb information and you want to use that information to elevate your business. And at the end of the day, they're there to basically they will there be there to help you. Do you know what I mean? Especially real world, um, chat rooms, war room, exactly the same. You
Hmm.
know, this is our community. This is what we do, and this is that was leading me on to what you've actually said. Something that I wanted to ask: is there anybody around you that is on the same kind of path as you, on the same trajectory? Is there anybody in the real world that you know, friends wise, and how's your friendship group kind of worked?
Yeah, so I have a couple guys that I talk to from time to time that I've been kind of competing with, I guess you could say, but not nearly as many as I would like. There's probably another goal of me for 2026 is to build
Mm,
new connections within the real world, with guys that are on the same level as me. Because
mm,
there's also one of the guys I've been competing with, and he seems to kind of been falling off. Um, versus another one of my competitors has been on it, and I know he is. So I would like to expand my network within the real world. And that just involves me just going in there, maybe helping some of the guys that are a little bit further behind. And maybe when I do end up hiring somebody to help me, I will have more time to do
mm.
some stuff like that because I think it's fulfilling, and I also believe the universe is very fair. And if I give back, then I'm also going to receive.
100%, 100%. And that's the thing. I think you're of the right mindset. I think you just need to just take that step.
Yeah,
For me, I think you just need to take that step and you just need to do it. Don't think about it. Don't procrastinate over it. Just do it. Okay. What you think that you cannot do, you can do. And this
yeah,
is with everybody. Okay. So don't like, even if it's a case of taking time out. Okay, cool. I've done this work. I've done this work. So I'm going to do my work, all the work that I need to do up until, let's say, Friday. And then Saturday, I'm just going to spend a day and I'm going to bullet point everything that I need to do. And day by day, I'm going to tick them off. Day by day, I'm going
hmm,
to tick them. That will make you feel more satisfied. If you need to reach out to anybody, reach out to people because people are there to, like, I don't know anybody that in the real world or the war room that I cannot reach out to and ask them a question.
yeah,
I don't know anybody, like, even if, like what you said about there's a guy that has dropped off a little bit, reach out to him and say, well, I've noticed that you've gone down. Why? Ask him. No question is a silly question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ask him why. Is there anything I can do to help? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He might give you some advice that you didn't know. Equally, in reverse, the same guy that has elevated himself and he's like doing really, really well, you can say, okay, cool. What did you do? Tell
Mm-hmm.
me. Need some insight into what you do. I'm not going to copy you because I'm in a different. Well, I might do. Oh,
Yeah.
I might do. I might do, but like, give me something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, there's enough business out there for everybody. Money's there. It's in the ether. There's enough business out there for everybody. And if everybody can help within each other, I don't know anybody. Like I said, I don't know anybody that won't help another person, whether they be in the same field, marketing, sales, e-commerce, uh, social media marketing, SMC. Well, it doesn't really make a difference. Everybody helps everybody.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Basically, get to that goal. So don't feel that you're restricted in any way. Don't feel that you um, cannot do whatever you want to do in your mind. You just need to go and do it, and you'll see. And obviously, giving back as well. And you'll see once you start doing it, you'll see that everything will just click and just come together just like that. It'll be super super easy.
Yeah. And I think I mean you hit the nail right on the head in that, you just gotta ask. You know? I think
100%.
I think I think sometimes, Nigel, and I'm probably not alone in this, and there's probably some guys that can relate to it too, is I think sometimes I just have so many things that I have to do, and there's so many things that I have to work on that
Mm,
I end up working on really just the same things over and over and over again. And yes, those are good things and they're getting me to where I want to be, but I think listing them out and then addressing maybe some of the things that aren't necessarily urgent but important is
mm.
is also going to take me to the next level as well.
Yeah, 100%. Just crossing them off, listing them out and crossing them off. I mean, Luke says one thing and he says, like, if you've got an idea, go and do it straight away. You can do that. You can also, I will obviously recommend that as well because I found that that's been awesome for me as well. But listing out everything that you need to do. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do. And then the satisfaction is crossing them off every single day, crossing them off, crossing them off, crossing them off. And you know, in the back of your mind, you're getting to where you need to get to. And you know, in the back of your mind, that you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In your mind, all of the things that you have to do or you want to do, you're getting them done, regardless of uh, time. Because obviously, time is a big thing, but
Yeah.
just you're just getting them done. Do you know what I mean? And that will elevate you, and that will help you, and that will kind of motivate you, and that kind of focus you on the things that you know that you think that you want to, or the things that you want to do to get done. If you got me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one thing that's also helped me recently is it's been a lot. Obviously, I mean, I'm juggling 5 different clients. I have a variety of different work streams, and then I also have my outreach and kind of personal growth and development. And I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but I started using a project management software just to track everything because I think that's also saved me a ton of time and a ton of mental
Hundred
bandwidth
percent.
as well.
100%. You can see where you're going. You can see the things that you're doing. You can see where things are going down and things are going up. So you can say, okay, cool. I can address that situation right now. Bang. I need to do this. How's when it was up there? What did I do to make it up there?
Hmm.
And copy that and paste that onto the next, onto the next, onto the next, and so on and so forth. So we don't have any dips or anything else in your progress and your
Yeah.
trajectory. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice to you. So next time
No,
I
I think
speak to
that's go ahead.
next,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Finish
that's
finish.
what I was gonna say. Next time I speak to you, I want to see that you've done your checklist and at least 75% of your checklist is done. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely done. And
Yeah.
by March, which is your birthday, you want to join the real world. So you
Mhm.
got to make your 10K in January. Let's say January, end of January. So you can,
Yeah.
sorry, join the raw room. My apologies. Um, once you've once you join the raw room, then I'll see you in the raw room. Obviously,
Hmm.
do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm going to see you there.
you will.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff. And just make sure that checklist is done. Make sure you tick that checklist off. Um, and you've got until January to do it. I'm not giving you a deadline or
Perfect.
anything.
Perfect. Yeah, you're giving me more than enough time, Nigel. And before I let you go, because I know we're already at 40 minutes, do you mind kind of telling me a little bit about your personal journey and maybe some of the things that you have gone through in order to get to where you are?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it really short.
Yeah.
I went to college. I went to university. I studied graphic design at university. Worked for a couple of years. Then went into sales. Worked in sales for 20 years.
Wow,
Um,
20 years?
20 years, yeah. So I've always had in my head that there was something more that I needed to do. I've always had two jobs on the side. I've always been doing personal training. I've always been doing sales.
Yeah.
So there's always been something in my head that I needed to do. When Andrew, obviously, I've been good friends with Andrew for 22, 3 years. I can't even remember now. It's gone over the 20-year mark. We met in the kickboxing gym, and we've been friends ever since. So when he joined his university, I joined instantly, and just thought that's something that I needed to do. But I was back in the UK then. So long story short, lost my job in the UK through having an opinion. Hey, it is what it is. But that set me free.
Yeah.
The thing that I really, and this comes from my heart when I say this, and they might think I'm being sarcastic, but the people that set me free, I want to go back to the UK and actually thank. Do you know what I mean? Because they've put me in such a good place that now I'm in such a good place. And my
Mhm.
focus, it's my focus, it's my fitness, it's everything, literally everything. And being around the people that I'm around at the moment that only want to see you kind of progress, only want to see you elevate, it can, it's infectious, you know? It's super
Mhm.
infectious. And to have the real world students, to have the war room members that you can talk to think, okay, cool, you can bounce business ideas off this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. It's just super amazing to have all of these people around me. So, like, I started off my personal training business. Basically, I started off my personal training business, took that to Romania, then elevated it in Romania. Now I've elevated it in Dubai, and then I've got other fashion business as well, which I started here, and now I'm elevating that um, in Dubai with the boys. It's just I have an idea, I go and do it. Sitting
Mhm.
next to Luke, if you've got an idea, just go and do it. Okay, cool. Let's just go and do it. Let's see what it works, and just put your full. If you put 100% into something that you're kind of passionate about, then there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? As if you think of the right marketing strategy, think of the right sales strategy, and sales and marketing is anything for me is like sales is my core. Really, to be fair, I'm the greatest salesman ever, and I'm gonna say that, but I am. Okay, um, and then having the marketing strategy thereafter to help me and to have other people kind of guide and say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, and thinking of different things. Like it's crazy. So yeah, long and short of it, that's my kind of that's my kind of elevation up. And then, like I say, to have people around you that kind of elevate you to have that have the same mindset as you, and then to think of something and then just go and do it, having the freedom to think of something and go and do it,
Yeah.
then that's for me. And you kind of like I've learned not to procrastinate over things. Where I was in the UK, when I was sitting in the UK, sitting in my apartment or flat by myself, just procrastinating. Oh, I should do this, or I should do that, or I should do this. Now it's like, okay, cool, think, boom, done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's been good, really, to be fair. So
Yeah, I mean, the biggest takeaway I got from there too is just the speed of it all. And I
hundred
I
percent,
know that's one of the lessons in the financial wizardry, I think, campus that
yeah,
Tate
yeah,
preaches is just speed, speed, speed. It's like the most important thing.
yeah, 100%. Think of something, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't procrastinate, but just do it. Just get it done. At the end of the day, you do it and you put 100% into it, then there's no reason why it should fail.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love
How's
it.
that?
Well, thank you so much, Nigel.
No
This has
worries.
been
Okay.
an amazing conversation.
No worries. Likewise. And I wish you all the best. I'm going to be checking in on you. I want to see you in the war room. I want to know that you joined the war room in March. And yeah, we'll check in and we'll see where you are. And yeah, again, if you do need any help, there's help within the TRW and the job board as well. So you'll have the
Yeah.
same kind of like-minded person that is only going to want the best for your business as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's definitely something I'll look into, Nigel. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Cool. Take
All
care.
right.
I'm going to see you soon. I look forward to it.
All right. All right. You take care.
And you, sir.